The Unified Quest 2012 Army Profession Junior Leader Forum was the second event in this year's campaign of learning. The objective was to integrate junior leaders in an Army profession dialogue as a part of the Army profession campaign to develop solution strategies for incorporation into the first Army profession annual report and 4-star summit brief.
We know that there are some concerns within our Army that we have to address, and the opportunity at just the level of myself as a sergeant to be able to voice those concerns is historic in its own way.
The participants reflected the full range of the Junior Leader Corps. Participants divided into mixed rank focus groups to address one of 5 problem sets identified in the Interim Army Profession Report. Trust, relationships, discipline, standards and professionalism, Army culture and ethos, leader development and professional military education, and professional certification. The groups at the Junior Leader Forum sought to turn findings into solution strategies for the Army.
It's really important that after 10 years of war, that we take a hard look at ourselves and where we are today and where we want to go tomorrow. And the profession is something that we have identified, the Army profession, that is inclusive of soldiers, non-commissioned officers, officers, and our great civilians, and identify what are the attributes of the Army profession, and then what are the processes, what are the issues that we're having with that, and then how do we establish an action plan to go forward to the future.
The groups identified a number of issues that would impact the Army of 2020 and beyond. Modularity and rotational readiness have contributed to an erosion of trust, a breakdown of mentoring, and loss of unit esprit de corps. In addition, a reduction in time and grade requirements prior to promotions has contributed to issues with trust and competency.
Trust is the lifeblood of our profession. Most of us have spent a good part of the last 10 years or so going into very dangerous places. But our soldiers go there because they trust each other when they're in that kind of an environment. They trust each other to look out for each other's interests, that if they need help, someone will be there. So when we hear issues that there may be problems of trust in our Army, Army senior leadership takes that very, very seriously. And one of the issues I've been talking about here today is to better understand the issue of trust and what we can do to ensure that we maintain the highest level of trust between senior and subordinate, subordinate and senior, and soldier and their peers, we think are absolutely essential.
The look at the Army learning concept revealed that there are opportunities inherent in technology-delivered distance learning. However, it cannot replace the human interaction necessary in training and leader development. It was noted that professional military education courses that require standards for selection, demand greater academic rigor and academic evaluations, should have an impact on assignments, selections, and promotion. A Mission Command Concept Review found that the tenets of Mission Command are applicable throughout the force and in all settings, not just operational. Also, that there are negative aspects of electronic supervision on trust relationships.
This itself builds trust, hopefully with the senior leaders, but also the junior leaders, identifying that there are senior leaders that are concerned, that want to hear what their opinions are, that want to hear what they have to say, and are receptive to inputs at all levels. It gives us more or less a stake in the Army, and it makes us a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, that we can possibly, even at a small level, have a lasting impact on the Army as a whole.
The way ahead would be to go back to my unit and talk with my fellow soldiers and basically explain that we need to start thinking about what we do as a profession.
I think we've learned some things from this, and we've really got to start to take action about the idea of trust and what it means.
Unified Quest and the Junior Leader Forum reflect the Army's commitment to junior leaders' military and personal development. Unified Quest shows the Army's commitment to address issues and find solutions that can move from the campaign of learning to the Army at large.